following is a presentation of GRS-TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high.
Two of the top teams in District 9, 6A, squaring off tonight as one game separates the top four teams battling it out for a playoff spot. From Williams Stadium in Garland, thank you so much for being with us. My name is Scott Garner alongside Bobby George. Naaman Forest and Lakeview Centennial tonight squaring off. And these two teams know a lot about each other. This Lakeview Centennial team, they can score a lot of points. They ended up with a 30-point victory against South Garland last week. They average over 700 yards per game, Bobby. And the only question is, will Kamar Wheaton play tonight, who's one of the top running backs in the state of Texas?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Zachariah Dunston, number 20, filled that spot great last week. I mean, he was all over the field. I'm sure he had over 150 yards rushing, a ton of touchdowns. So, you know, he can carry his own as well. But I think that these two teams, they match up really well. And so it's going to be a really good game. I really feel it's going to be a good game. And the biggest things on these teams are these offensive linemen on both sides of the ball. You know, the Patriots have huge offensive linemen, and one of them, you know, is Ricky Smallwood. He's 325 pounds. He's 6'3". And then on the other side for Naaman, they have that big guy named Cameron Smith. He's 6'4", 310. I really think it's going to be a battle in the trenches tonight.
Yeah, Lakeview 2-0, 1-0 in district competition. Naaman Forest, they are 1-2 and 1-1. And right off the bat, we've got a fair catch being signaled for, and so Naaman Forest will have it. And again, you mentioned the offensive line. They've got a nice offensive line, not quite as big as Lakeview Centennial, but Austin Valdez scheduled to be your starter tonight at the quarterback position. Kingsley Bennett has been a superstar for this Naaman team, averaging almost 8 yards per carry. He's been just stellar so far. Valdez just 6 of 13 this year, the senior quarterback. Standard defense. They'll rifle it, short pass to Devin Deal right off the bat, and they move the sticks against the zone defense.
Well, you'll see Devin Deal a lot tonight. He's 6'4", 235 pounds. He's a grown man playing out there. And sure enough, Valdez finds him for the first target, a big target. Reaches out there and gets a first down.
Well, 6'4", 230. They go with a wing back, and they had problems handling the snap last week. Valdez hops on it, but they lose 4.
You got to keep those negative plays at bay. You always want to be moving forward, even if you only get 1 yard. You just don't want big negative plays that really set your game plan back on your offense.
This big defensive line, highlighted by Wilson and Iwana, they will be cutting at the quarterback, who gets hit here on this second down and long play, and it goes incomplete. Big time pressure in the middle.
In on the defense, number 25, Ellis.
Well, you watch this. I mean, they bring the pressure hard, and they get Valdez early. Put that pressure in his face. It's hard to throw. Valdez, he's only 5'8", so when you get these big guys coming at you, it's pretty tough on him.
Isaiah Ellis just smacking the quarterback. Now 3rd down and 14. Have yet to see Kingsley Bennett. Valdez has time over the middle, a little bit behind, a slanting deal just off his right hand. Had he made that catch, it would have been a first. Jeffrey was in coverage from his safety spot.
Yeah, I don't think Dill would.
Number 3,
He would argue right there to say, hey, I should have caught that one. I believe they got away with a little hold on that offensive line there. But, you know, they say if you don't get caught, it wasn't illegal.
That's right. Wasn't holding if they don't throw it. One man back deep. Here's the punt. And it lands at the 32-yard line, and it'll be killed. 37 yards on the boot. So we'll get our chance to see Michael Hero for the first time tonight, quarterback for this Lakeview Centennial team, who again comes in 2-0, by district finalist last year. They went to the first round, ended up getting beat by Jesuit, who went 4 rounds deep. Wheaton is the running back. We did not know if Kamar Wheaton would play. He's been hampered by an ankle as of late.
Yeah, and so they put Dunstan out as the right side wideout.
Here's the snap, read option, going to go to Wheaton, who gets tackled by Devin Deal, the end, who crashes in there, limits him to 1. That's a nice play by Deal, who came in leading the club in tackles with 20.
Yeah, so he's playing both sides of the ball. You saw him earlier catching a pass, and then this time he's fighting down the line and making a nice tackle on Wheaton.
And Michael Hero, again, 5'9", 170, guy that runs the show. 66% of his passes have been completed this year, for almost 360 yards. Going to go back to Wheaton, starts to the middle and then cuts it out to the left. Well, they get physical down there. And Naaman Forest bringing the wood, a gain of about 4 to set up 3rd down and manageable here. Chris Moe, the end, got him.
See if we can follow. You get number 88, lead blocking for you. The big 51 just gets off that block pretty quick. Robert Ingwanzo makes a great play.
How big would a stop here be for Naaman against a club that averages over 700 yards of offense?
Well, aren't you right? That is exactly right.
Show blitz in the middle, going to bring it. Pass protection, flips it out to the right, overshoots Wheaton out of the backfield. Too tall, and it's a 3 and out for Naaman Forest. And the Rangers showing some defense early.
Boy, what a great defensive stance right there. You're right. They averaging 700 yards a game, and you put them on a 3 and out, and actually giving your offense some room back here. You're going to be returning the ball probably around the 25-yard line, and he is able to catch that ball and take off running. You're going to have good field position.
Should have good field position. Nicholas Duran back to punt. It's a low snap. No pressure, but not a great kick. Bennett says, get away from it. Kick backs up. And it will be less than a 30-yard hit, 27 yards on the kick. And great field position for Naaman Forest on their second drive.
Yeah, they're going to get it around the 38-yard line. Now they've got to go out and make something happen. Now, all your jitters should be out. You had your first possession. You had a drop pass. It could have been for the first down. You had a negative play on the snap. So now your jitters are out. Let's see what you can do.
Valdez on the option. A straight give to the middle going to Bennett, but not much. He gets stuffed. Brown and Callias are the 2 tackles that are just so good inside. 2 seniors that average 250 in the middle.
Yeah, it's a big guys in the middle and on both sides of the ball. You see big old 72 Smallwood and everybody else in there. And boy, that defensive line just came and brought it right there, though. Number 15 leading the way, Nuso.
Nuoso really physical, smart, had 8 stops. That was his 9th. They show blitz. Came in the neutral zone, but got back, and now a flag flies. Tommy Dunbar, tonight's official. Get the call here momentarily. So movement up front.
Usually they'll let them go ahead and play that out.
False start. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
You know, we had a huge norther come in the cold front. You can hear in our referee mic how windy it is down there. Naaman Forest is going in to that north wind tonight to start.
You're right, and it was chilly when we came into the stadium tonight. I bet it's in the 60s now with the wind.
Valdez on 2nd and 15, and look out, right into the grass, but Trey Wilson, the other defensive end, that sophomore, 6'4", 210, comes up with his 2nd sack of the year.
Well, he gets off early. He just beats the offensive tackle right there and just finds his man and pulls him down. I mean, that's a big play. That's 2 negative plays in a row for Naaman.
I'm not sure if there's a better tandem at the end spot than Wilson and Iwana for this Lakeview Centennial team in this district. 3rd and more than 20. Passes tip. Look out. Almost intercepted. Goes incomplete. And Nuoso, who's been all over the field defensively already to start, almost had his first pick.
Yeah. I mean, that was good defense right there. Now you've caught Valdez just a little spooked because he's already been flattened a couple of times. And then Nuoso has the ball playing bingo out there. Wasn't able to come down with it. But, hey, they're going to get the ball on a punt right here. And they'll probably have just as good a field position.
So Naaman dropping back to punt. Francesco Scaffetti, who averages about 39. They're having some problems getting some guys in there now as Chris Moe has to come in. He's the protector. High snap, pressure, got it away. And taken at the 45-yard line by A.J. Harris. And great kick coverage of a short punt of 26.
Well, that's scary. Harris taking that. He's fielding that punt right there, live ball. He didn't raise his hand, call fair catch, nothing. He catches it. And there was a lot of jerseys around him to take him down.
So Lakeview Centennial with 8 minutes to go in this first quarter of a scoreless tie will have the ball for the second time in this game, having had to swallow a 3 and out on their opening possession. We've only seen one first down to this point. Hero and Wheaton in the backfield. Hero the snap, play action, over the middle at the seam, caught it. Are they going to rule it a fumble? Warsaw lost it. They'll call it incomplete. Johnson hit him hard and popped it loose, the safety.
Watch this. Beautiful pass, but bam. Looks like number 9, Mangwa, was able to really separate him from the ball right there. And the safety coming over the top. I mean, they sandwiched him, really.
Yeah. Second down and 10. Again, this time going with a screen game to Jones, their best wide receiver. He gets slung down. Not much as Naaman Forest swarming the football. Terrence Landrum coming up the backup safety with his 11th stop.
Just simple fake to Wheaton, pop it out there. Just a great stop by number 30 to keep that thing from going longer.
Another third down and 6. Call it long. Michael Hero through the air tonight has been okay, has not been able to go deep as yet. They'll show blitz. Got to have the 45-yard line to move the sticks. 6 on the play clock.
Yeah, they got movement right there.
Movement, and also the play clock was at 1 when he took the snap.
Yeah, they were having a hard time getting that play in there.
Timeout.
And timeout right before the play clock hit 0.
That's our first of the first half.
And I don't know if you could draw this up any better. Jesse Perales, who's the head coach for Naaman Forest, a club that comes in 1-2. They had a slow start as they lost to Flower Mound 29-9. Land-based South Garland, but then they lost to Garland last week 14-7, a game in which they had the lead going into the fourth quarter, but gave up 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to lose. This is a much better Naaman Forest team than their record indicates, and we've seen it on display tonight already with their defense.
Yeah, well, they lost last week with 7 seconds on the clock. I mean, that game went down to the wire, and for one thing, it was a 20-yard pass that went down to like the 4-yard line and had an acrobatic catch to get him to that 4-yard line. The guy was laying on his back, and the ball comes down, and he catches it. And then they were able to go in for the score with 7 seconds left. So, Naaman played a real good game. So they think they can win this game too, and I believe they can. These are some top teams here.
2 of the top 3 teams in the district, 3rd and 6. Draw. Right side, Wheaton to try to get outside. Can't. Got tackled for a loss by Landrum. My goodness, Terrence Landrum, who's the Mike linebacker with the TFL. What a big play.
Well, Landrum has made 2 huge plays right in a row, but none bigger than this one.
Brings up 4th down.
Sets up a 4th down for him. Boy, goes under his legs and takes him down solo tackle.
So Lakeview Centennial at punt. Nicholas Duran to boom it away for the 2nd time. It's low. It's returnable. Bennett, though, stumbles, picks it up anyway after it hit his foot, and is taken down.
Boy, that's dangerous.
37 on the punt for Lakeview Centennial, and Naaman Forest will start inside their own 20 of a scoreless tie.
They might want to talk to Bennett there and just say, hey, you know, if that ball's bouncing around, you might want to go ahead and get away from that thing, because, you know, one little miscue right there, and Lakeview gets the ball inside the 20-yard line, so you just need to stay away from it.
Long way to go here, 82 yards. Valdez on the quick screen. Ball is dropped, and they'll rule it incomplete. They tried to hit the wide receiver out to the left, and Terrence Landrum. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
So he jumps over playing defense. Now he goes right over there to the offensive side of the ball. They thought they were going to throw it out there to him. He had some room to run if he could have caught that cleanly.
You can see Naaman Forest just trying to stretch things out a little bit. Good box to run against, but not much here as Bennett is pulled down by Goins, linebacker, 3rd and 8. And you see this Naaman Forest team, they've tried to run it a couple of times. They are -2 on the ground, and I know that's tough to swallow. This is a Naaman team that averages 251 a game. Fake the fly sweep on 3rd and long. Valdez throws on the run. He's got Deal, and he's got a 1st down. Second first down, and the 2nd time that they have gone to Deal to move the sticks. They roll Valdez. Harris shoved him out.
Watch Valdez take a huge shot right here, though. Boom, and he gets buried, but way to focus downfield and hit Deal right on the money.
12 on the pickup. Deal on the connection. Valdez. And this time a little hole for Bennett, his best run of the night. Picks up 5.
Lee up near the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's Jahari Lee, I think, that got the ball there, but they set up in a different formation where they have 2 fullbacks and then let Jahari Lee. And Jahari Lee is a lot bigger than Bennett. Bennett's 5'6", 110. Jahari Lee is about 200 pounds, so just a much more physical running back.
Full house backfield here. Lee gets the carry, broke a tackle. He's got a 1st down. Boy, there's your size and strength coming into play. Gain of 6.
Yeah, it's that offensive play again. You're almost playing a power football where you have 2 big lineman-type guys in front of him. Hand it to a big Jahari Lee and let him find the opening right there.
A.J. Harris brought him down. He is a safety. He played quarterback last year on the JV. Keep it on the ground again on 1st down at 10. Jahari Lee had been in there, and they give it right back to him. No gain this time.
Yeah, Nwosu was there waiting for him that time. But, again, they didn't have those lead blockers. They decided to just go ahead and just give it to Jahari Lee right there.
2nd down and 10. And this Naaman team controlling the clock.
What is press coverage on the outside here?
A rollout by Valdez. He can move. Man-to-man coverage, and finds his man at the 48-yard line. Nice connection as they find the big man, Tommy Dunn. A pickup of 19.
Boy, Tommy Dunn's about the size of a big lineman, but man, look at Valdez able to split that ball out there like that, right on the money, and he's running to his left, throwing back to his right. That is a difficult throw to make.
1st and 10 from the 41. Again, that full house backfield. Lee, nice shake and bake move to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll get one. Nwosu again, that very coachable outside linebacker, making his 2nd stop. He's got 10 on the season now.
We've called his name over and over and over. Coming through there, making that stop. I think he's coming from that outside linebacker, and he's just watching. He's being a ball hawk.
Yep. Ninth play of the drive. 2nd and 9. Back to Lee. He's got 2 guys in his face. Runs into Nwosu. No gain.
Nwosu's going to be sore by the end of this game. I mean, he's in every tackle.
Boy, Nwosu and Calais, the defensive tackle, they are everywhere. Calais big for a tackle. 250 pounds. Brown, the other 3 technique, 255 right in the middle.
Nwosu's behind him. He's playing on the right side of your screen, and he's making tackles on the other side.
3rd and 9, quick screen. Finds his man Avey for the first time. Needed 9, only got 5, and it'll be decision time on a 4th and 4.
You're in that field that it's kind of, you could punt the ball or you can go for it. It's about the same. Who's on the tackle again? Nwosu.
He and Harris have done an amazing job in the 2nd and 3rd levels so far in this game. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and 4. Scoreless tie and a whistle. Maybe a timeout called before the snap. And Jesse Perales tells the head linesman, hey, let's talk about it. Let's burn a timeout here. Jesse Perales, the 47-year-old.
Timeout. Naaman Forest. That's their first on the first half.
Boy, what a nice-looking drive, though, that began at the Naaman Forest 18-yard line. You know that Jesse Perales, again, took team after team to the playoffs over there in West Texas when he coached at El Paso, trying to do the same and build this program here at Naaman Forest. And you see on the other side, Lakeview Centennial reeling a little bit. This Centennial team came in 3rd in the district in terms of where the prognosticators felt like they would be. Centennial right now, though, in 2nd place in the district. They are 1-0. They've only played 2 games so far.
I think it was a pretty good timeout. What do you think?
I like that timeout on 4th down and 4. Biggest play here in the early stages of the game. 2:12 to go in the first, scoreless.
Yeah, Naaman goes ahead and switches their whole play that they were going to call. They had the powerhouse play in, and now they've got it all spread out. So both teams kind of changing their look.
4th and 4. They've got Bennett in the backfield. They'll show blitz and bring him. Roll Valdez to his left. He's going to heave it in double coverage. On the dive, the ball is caught. No, they rule him out of bounds. Can't believe that Devin Deal didn't get credit for his 3rd catch. I thought he had it.
Well, that was a clean catch. Maybe they say his shoulder pads hit the ground before his feet did. Boy, Valdez is good at throwing that ball on the run. He catches that. Oh, his feet are on.
I think they might have said the ball might have hit the ground. I think that was the call. It looked like he had his hand under it, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like a clean catch to me, but
look at it again.
Look at that. Oh, man. Does it come out? No, his hand's under it. Look at that. Boy, what a great shot right there by our camera crew.
Boy, what a shot, and what a catch that wasn't.
Yeah, I think they got robbed on that one.
Boy, that is hard to take. So Lakeview Centennial will take it over. 1st and 10 from their own 35. Wheaton hit at the line of scrimmage and blown up. Boy, what a play down inside. That was a really nice job by Tristan Johnson, the safety. Came up and hit him right in the thigh.
Boom. Man, just coming up with a head full of steam.
And remember, Wheaton is one of the better backs in the state. He's got offers from Alabama, OU, LSU. They'll try to run counter with him this time. Play action against the zone. To the sideline. Caught on a dive by Jones. Close to a 1st down.
He had a lot of people to throw to, but boy, they tore Wheaton up as soon as he gets the fake. Everybody's going to him. Boom, they hit him. Gives Hero a little bit of time to get outside and makes a bullet pass.
Well, it's been a great game so far. I thought it was a great fake, too, by Michael Hero, a guy that they don't ask to win a lot of games. They just want him to manage it well. Hero, the snap here. Give it to Wheaton. Looking for a lane. Not much. Maybe one.
32 Davis.
Boy,
Looks like Shaft Davis makes that tackle right there. Well, they really smothering him up from the outside. They're going to have to try to go up the middle with that big offensive line because the outside, those outside linebackers and safeties are crashing down, and Wheaton just hadn't had much running room.
Very impressed with how Naaman has attacked the line of scrimmage. Second and long, and the ball is dropped. Are they going to call it a lateral? No, the head linesman says incomplete as Jones tried to pick it off the turf.
Well, that all happened because they had a full blitz off the edge and really got to Hero quickly. Watch how fast they get here. He doesn't have a chance. Boom. Deal's coming off that end, and you know, we know he's big, and you got to rush that throw, and that's what happened. It just got thrown into the ground.
After an 11-play drive, the Naaman defense well rested, and they've only given up scant yards to this point and 1 first down. Now it's 3rd down and long for Centennial, and they'll bunch the receivers. Hero with room, decides to throw back across his body, and it's caught by Davis for a first down. Picks up 13 to move the sticks for the 2nd time in this game.
Boy, Hero makes a great throw, and his initial receiver gets pushed down to the ground when he's outside here. Watch number 20 right there. He's going to get dropped. Boom. So he has to go back to his second receiver, finds him over the middle for the first down. Just a great play by Hero.
Well, they say you never want to throw back across your body. It pays off this time as we come to the end of the first quarter. A scoreless tie here at Williams Stadium on GRS-TV.
Election Day, November 3rd is right around the corner. Don't forget, our TRE is on the ballot. It's like being on the 10-yard line with less than 2 minutes to play.
So be a team player. Never pass up the opportunity to vote.
When you vote, it's a home run for our community.
We hope to see a spike in voter turnout this year. So get to the polls and vote. It's a great way to serve.
Just make sure your voice is heard on Election Day. When it comes to voting, we're all on the same team, the GISD team.
Second quarter of action here at Williams Stadium as Lakeview Centennial and Naaman Forest have played to a scoreless tie here in this big district matchup.
Please put 12 minutes on the game clock.
Well, it's kind of what we thought. You know, we talked about it at the beginning of the game, how these two teams in the trenches are really match up well, and it shows on the board. It's 0-0.
Wheaton on the sweep, looking for a lead block, cuts it back, hit behind the line of scrimmage, escaped the first one, but couldn't the second. Only gets one as they continue to bottle up one of the best running backs in the state.
They had a lot of pursuing down the line, so when he decided to cut back, there they were to get him. But he's so strong. You see, he almost breaks loose right there and gets away.
Heavily recruited, all kinds of speed and size, 6'1", 200-pound senior running back. And did not play last week, had the ankle issue. 2nd and 8. On the read option, Wheaton with some room. Across the 30, and he has the first down. Best run of the night. Got 9.
That's why you keep giving it to him. He's going to break one through there if you're not real careful. That big offensive line, he just follows that through there. It looks like a little wall gets built, and he just follows it through, but still a great stop right there by Bird.
Well, I love his one-cut burst. On 1st and 10, Hero goes back to him. Biggest hole he's had tonight. Ends up getting 7 before he's knocked down.
Well, I think he thought he was going to break it to the end zone right here. He pops through there. Look at that hole right there. He gets through that first level, but man, 14 comes up. Tristan Johnson, and just knocks him back off his feet.
Well, after a 12-play drive for Naaman Forest, this is the 9th play of this Lakeview Centennial drive. The last drive for Naaman lengthy, but ended up in a turnover on downs. Second and short, and a flag comes in. We'll have to check out the penalty flag, and Hero got absolutely walloped.
Boy, it's Tristan Johnson again. I mean, he's just been everywhere, and he's making solo tackles too. And I think that was a towel, so everybody thought that it was a flag. Everybody's kind of going half speed, and it's just a towel on the ground. Boy, that's a nice bootleg, wasn't it? Great play call.
Great play call, but man, what a form tackle. That's the one thing you notice about this Naaman team. They really tackle well. They got 8 on that quarterback run. And on first down and 10 from the 13, play action. Hero dancing, pressured, and down he goes. Big sack right in the middle. Marcus Deal. His first of the year.
Yeah, sophomore getting a little playing time in there. And hey, you just keep pursuing him. Stay outside on the edge. He starts dancing around. Take him down.
Well, Marcus Deal, you mentioned the sophomore, 6'4", 270.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah.
Just a little guy on there.
Yeah, he's pressured some quarterbacks. Got a quarterback hurry. He's recovered a fumble this year.
He'll just keep getting better as he actually turns into a man. You know, the older you get that old man strength.
Screen, Wheaton at the 20. And it closes in a hurry, but he makes some room himself. And on second and long, ends up picking up 9. Centura finished him off. A couple of nice moves there by Wheaton on the screen.
He definitely makes some people miss right here, and it's definitely a screen. He gets outside, gets a little running room, and when he can do that, he can start dancing.
Third down, they've got to have the 3-yard line.
Yeah, so they take Kamar Wheaton's out on the sideline now. They'll probably put Dunston in at running back.
They've got Jack Dustin in there instead, the 5'7" sophomore. 3rd and 7. Play action, and a bad pass, and the pressure might have caused it. Marcus Deal again getting in the backfield.
Yeah, I think he gets his hands up, knocks that ball down. You know, he's 6'4". Yeah, he knocks it down.
Yeah, he got a little piece of it, didn't he?
2 great plays by the sophomore.
So they will set up the place kick. It'll be short. Luis Rivera, 26 yards out. It's low against the wind, and it's good to break a scoreless tie. 8:01 to play in the second, and Lakeview Centennial, held in the red zone to a field goal try, takes the 3-0 lead.
I can't vote yet.
But you can.
Exercise your right to vote in the upcoming election.
Early voting is October 13th through October 30th.
Election day is November 3rd.
Remember that Garland ISD has a tax rate election on the ballot.
It will be the last item.
So remember to vote all the way to the end.
Visit www.garlandisdtre.com to learn more about our tax rate election.
Luis Rivera with a 26-yard field goal, making it a 3-0 game in favor of the Patriots. Lakeview Centennial came into the game with a perfect 2-0 record.
They put together a real nice drive.
They did.
You know, and Naaman Forest did really well trying to defend it, but you know, they just were able to pick up 4 or 5 yards. They would get down to 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and they'd pick up another first down, and they just drove it down the field. Naaman does hold them inside that 30-yard line, but they were able to pick up that field goal. Just a nice kick, good special teams execution.
12-play, 65-yard drive. Luis Rivera kicks it. It's going to be taken by Quezada, trying to get to the sideline. Short return. And so Naaman Forest will have it back down 3-0. Isaiah Ellis on the special teams play.
You know, I like it when they do that pooch kick, and we've seen for years and years they will just fair catch that thing, and they don't give those kids any opportunity to catch it and take off running. Not on this team, though. They go ahead and let you catch it and take off, and you can always break it. It gives confidence to those kids.
And really, against the wind, you really don't have a choice there as we see movement before the snap.
Well, the Rangers just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they do. And
I'll start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It's hard enough to get 10 yards, much less when you have to start and get 15 each time.
no doubt. And we go back to that play, I believe it was 3rd down and long, where it looked like they had converted that first down. Deal was ruled to have caught that ball with his hand on the ground. The ball may have touched. And trying to get the penalty yardage back. Kingsley Bennett tackled by Josh Nwosu, the outside linebacker. 2nd and 10.
That's just a straight draw play to Bennett.
How about Cameron Smith, that right tackle with that reach block?
Very nice, right?
Just nice turn. 2nd and 10, Valdez with time. Throws over the middle, Deal diving at midfield on the post route. Throw led him a little bit too far. I thought Raymond Jeffrey, the safety, had good coverage on him.
See, he comes off the line of scrimmage right there. You see him crossing across, just right outside of his reach. Good pass protection. Valdez had the time to set and throw.
He did, and you know, Valdez has good pocket presence. They want him to sort of feel the pressure a little bit more. He has a tendency to get a little jittery too early. They like to roll him out to his left. And on 3rd down and 10, he can't find his man at the 45-yard line. It goes incomplete.
You know, that's where he's the best right there, is when he can roll out and from the side throw that ball. He's not real tall, so he needs the vision. When he gets outside the pocket, look at him, he's keeping his eyes down the field and set and throw. He put that ball right on the money.
Yep. Trying to hit Bryson Huey for the 2nd time in this game. And a 3 and out.
And that's the 2nd time they've had 3rd down and long and was able to convert but not convert.
It's the third 3 and out that Lakeview Centennial's forced. This is the best punt of the night without question. Lands at the 15. Can they get there in time? No. Boy, that ball went 65 yards. It will be a touchback.
The Rangers, they've had the opportunity. They had Deal on that long pass that they called out of bounds. And then the second one right here where Valdez was able to put the ball right on the money of his receiver, and they weren't able to convert there. So both times they've had an issue of converting on the 4th down, but they've had the opportunity. You've got to feel good about it. You just have to execute. Yeah,
and this Lakeview Centennial team, for all that they have been lauded for in terms of their offense, averaging 700 a game, 454 on the ground per game, their defense, especially early in this ball game, has been very solid. The one problem that Naaman has had this year, the turnovers. Start this ball game from their own 20. And here goes Wheaton with room across the 30. Good move to pick up an extra 5 yards. 15 on the game.
Yeah, he just gets stronger and better as the game goes on. They've been able to contain him. But that big offensive line, look at that. Every single one of them had their man blocked, and then let Wheaton just get out there and make some moves and pick up some yards.
Wheaton is so adroit, ran for 1,200 yards last year. What a burst. And he came onto the scene as a freshman 3 years ago when Lakeview Centennial was in the playoffs. And we got a chance to figure out who he was a number of years ago. This time the quarterback hero keeps, and he's got a first down, it appears. Ran for 10.
Boy, I tell you, they have him. They just didn't know he even had the ball. If we see the replay, you can see. Watch this. You see guys just standing around. Watch it. Look, 6'85". Yeah. He doesn't know he has a ball.
He doesn't know where the ball is. That's right. He thought the play was over when Wheaton was taken down.
Yeah, I think when Deal hits Wheaton in the backfield, I think he thought the play was over. He never found the ball again.
Inside of 6 minutes here in the 2nd quarter. Lakeview Centennial The lengthy drive their last possession. Trying to do the same here. Hero looking out left. It's covered up. He's got to take off and run, and he got smacked at the 45-yard line. Boy, nice play by Dunn. Tommy Dunn, the tackle. A Kansas commit.
Yeah, see, Dunston comes in motion. He looks like he's going to throw it out there to him, but big number 11 jumps out in the way of it, and he causes Hero to have to jump back in and try to do anything, but he got the play blown up because that was supposed to be a little screen pass outside or a swing pass.
Defensed well. They're not afraid to play press coverage.
Devin Deal just gets his arms up so high. He's like, oh, if I threw that, it would probably got picked off or blocked or knocked down.
2nd and 10. Wheaton yanked down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing. Boy, another big play. That's Marcus Deal. One tackle, then the other technique.
Boy, watch Ezra Ovteed, number 52 right here. Watch him work. He's blowing his man up all the way after the play. That's a great job by that offensive line.
3rd and 10 for Lakeview. They have at times struggled. There have been a number of plays either at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage made by this Naaman Forest defensive front, who's getting better by the week.
Absolutely.
3rd and 10. Hero with pressure, gonna heave it deep in traffic, and it's picked off. Oh, intercepted. Dropped it. Incomplete. Tried to grab it, Ivory Kendall on the pick. Looked like he tried to grab that ball with his chest, catch it and trap it against his body rather than catch it with his hands.
He had perfect position. Look at him. He's got the ball perfectly. Oh, his own man knocks it out of his hand, I think.
He did. Oh, my gosh. I think that was Matua Magwa that was over there as well. Well, regardless, punt time for Lakeview Centennial. And Rivera gets it away. Bennett bobbles it again.
Runs backwards to see what happens.
And not much. Ends up being swarmed.
Stopped by number
34 yards on the kick.
Boy, it's another dangerous play by Bennett.
So Naaman Forest down by 3, forcing the 3 and out. They were forced into a 3 and out their last possession, I should say. Austin Valdez, who started the last game
first down for the Rangers.
After Francisco Beltran had a rough go against Flower Mound. They had some quarterback issues last year. They're going to go with a big man. Landrum.
25.
Yeah, they brought big Tommy Dunn in there to put him right there on that left offensive end right there. And then they just decided they were going to run right behind him. But no go. The Patriots were able to stop that. See him right there, him and Jahari Lee both come back off the field.
2nd down and 9 here for Naaman Forest. Looking for the screen, and the ball comes out. Got knocked out, it's still loose, and picked up at the 25-yard line by Ellis, and they're going to call it incomplete. A flag came in around the pocket.
Well, I thought that ball got knocked out of his hand.
I did too. I really did too. Got a big conference going on here.
And both teams are saying the other team's fault.
Yeah. They're going to wave the flag off.
No wonder. Both teams thought it wasn't the other side. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's just throwing it down. Now that should be a sack. You throw the ball away like that, you're not outside the pocket.
No, but Kingsley Bennett, his running back, was right there. He was just trying to throw it away. The flag came out because I think the official thought it might have been grounding.
Grounding, yeah.
3rd down, 9.
Yeah, watch, he's throwing it right down. But number 2, Bennett, is right there, so that's probably why they took the flag off the field and said, hey, no, it's not intentional grounding because you had a receiver within that area.
Bennett, an eligible receiver as a running back.
Time out. Thank you. No.
So Lakeview burning the timeout here. 3:02 to go. Defensive struggle between these two teams. What you expected coming in?
I believe I did. I mean, I really thought these two offensive lines were big and both defensive lines were big. And boy, when you have that, you've got a great game. It's hard to push those guys around. They're all huge and strong. It's really going to come down to who can use their weapons the best, you know, who's got the best running back and receiver, who can get open and make a big play. That's what it's going to come down to.
Got a shot a minute ago of Kendall Miller, who's in his 8th year as the head coach of Lakeview Centennial, hoping that his Patriots can come up with a stop here on 3rd down and 9. This would be the second straight 3 and out that his defense will have forced. Got to be careful if you're Valdez. Don't want to throw into traffic. In man coverage, tried to go with a slant to hit Huey, who wanted a flag with Rhodes draped all over him, but none that he had there.
See if we can pick it up right here. He puts the ball on the money. He sees it, but yeah, there's a little early contact right there, but in high school football, they just, unless it's really blatant, they don't really call it. So let's just say that was a good defensive play.
Castillo back deep to kick it. Francisco Castillo. Harris is deep to receive.
Man, what a boot.
With the wind. Trying to get through traffic and takes a hard hit, a return of 5. But 43 on the net.
Yeah, 43 in the air. And that's such a good kick because a lot of times in high school, you can out-kick your coverage. I mean, you can kick it way over there, and your guys just aren't fast enough to get down there and make the play. But that ball hung in the air so long. That was a beautiful kick. I mean, his guys all got down there and covered it up as soon as it was caught by the Patriots.
Seen some big plays in this game. The defense, I'm just so impressed. The defensive front and the backers, not afraid to attack the line of scrimmage on both sides, really. But I think Naaman Forest has had its hands full with Wheaton as they try to run the counter, and down he goes. What a play by Devin Deal on Kamar Wheaton that drops him for a loss of 5.
Man, that's a big play right there. I mean, just as soon as he gets it, boom. And Deal had to come through a big offensive lineman to get there.
Loss of 5 on the play, 2nd down.
What a play by Devin Deal. A relentless rush in, the two-way player, all-district player, big-time pressure end. Ended up just getting past the offensive lineman to make a tackle for a loss. What a play, and that has been a staple of the Rangers here in this first half. Hero on 2nd and 15 says, let's give it to Wheaton, see what happens here again. Almost got back to the original line of scrimmage. Picked up 4 and just ran through traffic. Mo got him.
Well, they're setting up the pass. I mean, they're just going to sit there and keep doing that. Everybody's going to start focusing on Wheaton, and Hero's going to either do a bootleg or he's going to pass out of that. So you're going to have to be really careful because everybody with those orange jerseys are flying to the ball. And sometimes if you do that, you can get yourself out of position, and they can get a little quick pass over the top of you or a nice bootleg. So let's see what happens here.
Naaman Forest is down by 3. Lakeview deep in its own territory. Naaman has forced 10 turnovers this year. Let's see if they can get another one. 3rd down and 11. Hero on a quarterback draw got popped right in the back of the head. Ended up maybe getting one. I think Deal got him again. Deal was there. Tommy Dunn was also there.
Yeah, Tommy Dunn and Deal together playing on that same side. I mean, what a wreck that you have to go through to get through there.
Boy, looked like a design draw, and a timeout going to be called by Naaman with 1:06 to go in the second quarter. Going to make Lakeview punt into the wind.
Yeah, watch Dunn come through there too, and then Deal both. Boom. I mean, that's some nice play, and that's tough. You know, I mean, Hero, he's pretty thick. He's 170 pounds, but he's 5'7", 170. That's just no match right there by Tommy Dunn, 6'2", 215, and Deal. Boy, those some big guys coming down on you.
You know, we have seen him take some shots tonight. He actually took a sack the second drive of the game. First time he had been sacked all year, Michael Hero. And now they're forcing this punt into the wind as we see Luis Rivera dropping back to kick this thing away. Yep. Kingsley Bennett around his own 40-yard line awaiting.
Probably a pretty good timeout that they took to stop that clock.
Into the wind, gets a roll, and Kingsley Bennett has to let it go. This is going to turn out to be okay for them. This is a 32-yard punt into the wind with no return. I don't think you can ask for anything better than that.
No, that's pretty clutch right there. Bennett's been trying to pick that ball up and take off running. Each time it's been pretty dangerous. Probably a smart choice to get away from it that time.
For sure. And with one timeout, Naaman Forest, who's down by a field goal, try to get things going. This Naaman team averages only about 357 a game. Most of it on the ground, 251 yards a game on the ground. They don't have near half of that as we approach the end of the first half. From their own 39 on the slant, and Deal was there, but so was Isaiah Ellis, who was hoping to get his first interception of the year.
Well, that would have been big. He's just sitting there at middle linebacker. See him, number 25. He's just hiding, and there comes the ball.
Second and 10. Ellis, high-energy guy. Last year he had 53 tackles. He was the 10-6A defensive newcomer of the year. Almost had the interception. Second down and 10. Under a minute. On the corner route, too long. A little bit too far for Devin Deal, who came in with 7 grabs.
He's just getting tired. I think Devin Deal hadn't come off the field yet.
No.
And that ball, it was a perfectly thrown ball. I mean, it was a 10-yard and out. And he was leading him out there, but Deal just couldn't get there. They keep trying to feed it to him.
47 seconds to go. And again, you've got the wind, and both place kickers were kicking them from 50 with the wind in the warm-ups tonight. Third down and 10. Try to set up a screen. Instead, we'll go to the post to Deal and caught him at the 40. 21 yards to move the sticks.
Well, that was a nice play. It was a little out and up. Deal runs out, he pump fakes it, and then he takes it straight up in the middle. Boy, he goes up and grabs that. It's a nice pass, nice catch.
Clock moving with 32 seconds to go. First and 10 all day. We've got contact on the fly route, trying to hit Tristan Johnson for the first time tonight. Wright gave him a shove when the flag came out.
It's interesting that they even called that penalty. I'm wondering if they're going to call it on the offense.
I get another look at this. There was some pushing and shoving before the ball was in the air. If it goes against the defense, it would be a defensive hold. Let's see.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Usually they just don't call that. You know, the flag did come out.
Well, an entire conference this time. We've seen some conferences tonight by this officiating crew.
Man, we got 7 of them out there. What did you see? I don't know. What did you see? I don't know. What did you see?
Some might say that ball was uncatchable.
Yeah, it's always uncatchable when somebody's holding you.
That's true. Exactly.
I mean, if you run a 4.5 40 and you get held up and you can only get there in about 6 seconds, I mean, yeah, it's going to be overthrown.
You know, I want to say they've taken that out of the rule. I don't think uncatchable
unless it's thrown way out of bounds, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't see them marking it off. Are they going to pick the flag up again?
Well, Kendall Miller's getting an explanation here by our lead official. He's the head coach for Lakeview.
I mean, either you see it or you didn't. It looks like they're going to just pull the flag up. It's inside 25 seconds, so they may be talking about if it's a penalty, they're going to run some clock off, some time off the clock maybe.
Well, it looks like Coach Perales is going to get an explanation. Are they picking the flag up, perhaps?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If it goes against Lakeview, it would be 15 yards from the spot.
Let's see what they get here. He launches that ball, and right there, they just kind of, I don't know, we don't see a whole lot going on, but let's see what they say. There's got to be some kind of explanation.
Someone down in the crowd said, "What's the call?" That's kind of what we're wondering. What's it going to be?
It's going to be right where the they're going to wave that flag.
I think they are going to wave. Everybody's gotten an explanation but us, and we're not going to get one. I think they're going to wave it off. Okay, it will go incomplete. 2nd and 10. Valdez has time. Going to throw it over the middle. He's got his man inside the 25. Down into the red zone on a little dump pass against the zone. Briston Huey pulled down by Jeffrey, the safety, finally.
See, he does really well when he gets outside the pocket.
They're going to clock the ball here. Stop it with 11 seconds to go. 23 on a little dump pass.
They were trying to get back up the line of scrimmage really quick, get the play going. There's only 11 seconds on the clock. They've got one timeout.
We're talking about soft coverage and just a little catch and run there.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when Valdez gets outside the pocket. Everybody's going deep. They have to respect the receivers going deep, and he takes off running to the outside, and you just have a little sleeper receiver sitting down in the zone.
2nd and 10 with 11 seconds to go on a play action. Going to go to the corner, and it's overshot. Goes incomplete for Kingsley Bennett circling out of the backfield. Boy, 3rd and 10 now coming up. 6 seconds to go. You've got one timeout. A score here of any kind would be big. A touchdown would be even bigger.
Yeah, that play just took a little bit too long. It was a little out and up play, but there was nothing but white jerseys around that ball. Nice play to just throw it away.
3rd down and 10, and they will go for the place kick here. This will be 35 from the left hash. Francisco Castillo was knocking him through from 50 in warmups to tie the game. And he does.
Wow.
With 1 second to go in the quarter, a tie ball game.
Well, that's a way to answer it right there, right before you go into half. With 1 second on the clock, you go ahead and put some points on the board. You got to be happy for your ball club right now. When you're going into halftime, you score right there at the end, 1 second on the clock, and you're hanging with Lakeview Centennial. Both teams playing really well.
They are, and you know, Bobby, coming into the season, many felt like Naaman had a team good enough to win the district here at 9-6A. Lakeview Centennial came in 3rd. Right now, though, Lakeview's in 2nd place in the district behind Saxe. And this Lakeview team, a lot of talent. You know what I love most about Naaman's team? They've got talent, but they've also got talent on defense. They don't put everybody on the offensive side. A lot of guys are going both ways, there's no doubt, but they've got a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they've been swarming. They've got the right defense called to stop Wheaton as well. I mean, they're coming out. They've got 2 big guys on the left side, and they're wreaking havoc on that offensive line. And then they have their linebackers flying to the other side to stop Wheaton on his cutbacks.
Come out.
Coach
Naaman Forest.
Yeah, Coach Perales wanted to call a timeout here. He wanted to sort of look and see how Lakeview Centennial was set up. It's always tricky what you're going to call with just seconds to go. You don't want a long return. You like to squib it.
Yeah, most definitely. Maybe you just basically kick an onside kick even, because you just don't want that long return at all.
You know, and even if you kick an onside kick and Lakeview Centennial gets it at midfield, there's no way that Hero against this wind is going to be able to throw that thing to the end zone.
No, you got to get that whole second off that clock. Yeah, I'm sure Lakeview, they're sitting there going, hey, if it comes into the air, you just need to fair catch it, so no time comes off the clock, and we'll have one chance to heave it downfield. But even then, they might be just happy to call it, go into halftime with a 3-3 tie and just kneel down.
Just joined us, Luis Rivera kicked the field goal early second quarter to make it 3-0 Lakeview Centennial, and then right before the half, the 35-yarder by Luis Castillo to tie this ball game at 3. It is going to be an onside kick, or sort of. Squibb it, and they'll cover it up at the 34-yard line. No time comes off the clock as he grabbed it with a knee to the turf. Well, they're going to go ahead and run. They ran the second off anyway. Went ahead and ran it, so that will end the half. Well, what a first half. Very entertaining. A great defensive struggle. And these are two really strong teams in 9-6A, and boy, they looked like it tonight.
They did. They look good. We'll see what happens at the second half.
Come on in. Guys, we're all on the same team. Team Garland ISD. Now, are you ready to go vote? There you go. Everyone knows to complete the whole ballot, right? Okay, let's go. Remember, voting is a team effort. Voting. So easy, even a mascot can do it.
3-3 matchup as we wrap up halftime here at Williams Stadium. Naaman Forest and Lakeview Centennial. Both teams knew they were going to be in for a matchup here tonight, and it has proven to be that.
Yeah, it's been a great defensive matchup. 3-3. Of course, the Rangers coming down with 1 second left on the clock, kick a field goal to go in at halftime, 3-3. You know, that's going to be we knew it was going to be a tough game.
Look at some of the first half highlights. Naaman Forest came in fired up. This Lakeview Centennial team trying to keep their perfect 2-0 record going, and there's the first field goal of the game. It came midway through the second quarter with about 8 minutes to go. Luis Rivera's 26-yarder made it 3-0 in favor of the Patriots.
That was a 12-play, 65-yard drive.
Right before the half, 35 yards out, Francisco Castillo ties it up at 3.
They needed it. Make you feel good going into the halftime.
Defense has been the name of the game. Kingsley Bennett, we see, getting yanked down by Josh Nuoso. He made several stops in that first half. And how about one of the top running backs in the state running under the grass with Devin Deal, who had a good first half.
On both sides of the ball, Devin Deal's going after it, catching the ball, and then going on that side of the defense. He's just been stymieing Wheaton all night.
No question, and we talked about the numbers and how there wasn't going to be much offense, not much in the way of numbers, and Naaman Forest through the air, just 84 yards in that first half, 6 of 18 for Austin Valdez, who makes his second start. They managed just 33 on the ground, so a little over 115 total for Naaman Forest. Meanwhile, Lakeview Centennial, they threw it only 8 times officially in that first half. Michael Hero with 37 yards. And on the ground, this Lakeview team averages about 454 a game coming in. And in that first half, the Patriots racking up just 70 yards on the ground.
Yeah, what a great job by Naaman Forest Rangers. They've been watching film, and they've got them in the right defense. Of course, those linebackers and defensive line have done a really good job. But, you know, Patriots coming in averaging about 700 yards a game. And to hold them to 70 at half, that's pretty good.
So Lakeview Centennial will have it to open up the second half of action. The field judge blowing the whistle, ball coming off the tee. Harris back deep to receive. And it's a high kangaroo kick into the wind. If this thing lands, it's live. It does. It's on the ground. Who's got it? Lakeview Centennial comes up with it.
Well, I just don't think that the Rangers even saw it in the air, because they ran right past the ball. They could have come down there and just caught it in the air.
Boy, Lakeview Centennial fortunate to get that back. That's Harris who hopped on it, but it landed, and the up men didn't even know where the ball was.
Yeah, that's what I say. They didn't see it. They were looking for a Patriot to catch the ball. The ball lands and drops right behind them.
Boy, unusual onside kick there for Naaman, what turned out to be an onside kick. That ball just hit a brick wall with this 20-mile-an-hour wind out of the north. Had a big thunderstorm, and it rolled in early this morning. Counterplay on the very first play of the half, and Wheaton gets swarmed under. Devin Deal was in there, and you had both tackles that make their presence known. Chris Moe, the other end, also. Tommy Dunn.
Yeah, Tommy Dunn. I mean, that's a big side over there. You got Tommy Dunn and Deal on one side. Both of them wrap him up and take him down.
So just a gain of 1. We had countless tackles at the line of scrimmage. The defensive line for this Naaman Forest team, 215, 270 in the middle. The ends, 215 and 235, and they can move. Hero on second down has the ball batted down by Deal, who came right past the offensive tackle, Iguanzo, and he got a hand on it.
Boy, he's just so fast off that line. I mean, watch him get upfield so quick. There's just no way he can even get the ball out of there. And, boy, that seems like that should be a live ball.
Jones was sitting out there waiting for the stream, but Devin Deal, you see him. We talked about how relentless he is. His dad is the defensive line coach on this Naaman Forest team. He's well coached. got his hand right up there. Perfect timing to swat that pass down. The technique by this Naaman Forest defense is really good, and they're going to stand up Mo. He's been standing up for most of the game. 3rd and long. Look out, big pressure. Hero gets it away, ends up throwing the out, trying to hit Davis. Jalen Davis ends up running the dig, and it'll be 4th down, and Lakeview Centennial forced to kick it.
Hero just knew that he had pressure from Deal coming from that backside. He feels the pressure, and if he doesn't get rid of it, he's just going to get buried. So probably a good choice to go ahead and toss that one outside.
Kingsley Bennett back deep to receive. We haven't even played a minute, and Naaman Forest defense exerting their presence. And Rivera gets it away with the wind. He angles it, goes out of bounds. With the wind, that's only going to be a 20-yard kick, and you have to know that Coach Kendall Miller a little bit disappointed with that. Looked like Craig Thompson got shaken up on that last play. I think he ended up getting pancaked.
Well, I think there was a little extracurricular activity going on, really, is what was going on. Somebody got tackled, and then they wouldn't get off of them, and you get some guys get fired up right off the bat over that.
So we'll see Austin Valdez, who in that first half was just 6 of 18. Threw for 84 yards, found Deal a couple of times to move the sticks. But the offense just 117 total.
They got some big defensive ends on that side of the ball too. Trey Wilson and Akiwana.
6 guys on the line and a quick out here. Good check down, trying to hit Bryson Huey on the out. Way off the mark, and Valdez misses on his first attempt of the half.
Well, you got to see what happened to him, why he missed it. You got Akiwana coming at you right here, boom, and just burying you. He didn't have time to set his feet or anything.
Again, Valdez getting the start. And again, sometimes he feels the pressure and has a tendency to get rid of it too early, but boy, that pressure has been consistent tonight.
Yeah, straight up the middle. I mean, they got 5 down linemen coming at him.
2nd and long. Kingsley Bennett off tackle runs into Isaiah Ellis, the Mike linebacker, the leader of this defense. Only a gain of 1, and it's 3rd and long.
They're going to have to figure something else out. I mean, that defensive line, and they had 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and then they're just manning up across for the wide receivers. So, it's tough to block that many guys. They just have more guys coming at that running back than they have people blocking.
4 wides. They try to spread out this defense. They rush 4. Valdez is going to tuck it, moves up in the pocket, finds his man at the 41-yard line. They pick up the first down. Nice throw right over the middle. Again, Huey, as Isaiah Ellis gets credit for the stop.
He's got good pocket presence. Look at him dancing around in there. Boy, he has some good blocking.
Throwing on the run, too, just kind of moving up in the pocket.
Yeah, he keeps his eyes downfield, which is what you want as a receiver. You want that quarterback watching all the time, and boy, he does a good job of it.
Thought Huey did a good job of making that catch and keeping that knee off the turf to pick up the first down. Stacked full house backfield. Going to the middle. Bird, it appears, across midfield. One of the biggest runs of the night. 16 yards before A.J. Harris can bring him down.
We saw that a few times they ran that in the first half, and it seemed like that worked every time they ran it, and they get away from it, and they take Jahari Lee out of the game. But when they put him in with that big 2 fullbacks ahead of him, it seems like that works when they run it.
Jahari Lee, the big back, this time a hitch. This is Johnson. He gets 5. A quick pass as they try to get it out quickly against this very aggressive defense. 2nd and 5.
Well, if you can get it out there, throw it out there to Tristan Johnson, pick up 4 or 5 yards. But what you're doing is you're spreading the defense out. And that's more important, really, than even picking up the yards. Now they can do other things because the defense has to respect it.
Give it to Lee again, and Jahari with a stiff arm, 35. Inside the 20. What a run. 19 for the big man Lee.
Yeah, he says, keep feeding it to me. Keep on feeding it. Why aren't you giving it to me more?
Well, Jahari Lee on this drive has just been sensational.
But you know they're bringing in both of the deals, and and they're running right behind them. I mean, big old 85, and you get that big group of guys pushing for you. You just run off that big small wood right there on the tackle side, and you got some room to run.
Here's Jahari Lee again. He's got close to 40 yards. Corey Gray ends up pulling him down, but close to 40 yards as Makai Bird actually spells Lee this time.
Second down, 6 from the 16.
Well, they've went to a bigger backs is what's happening, right? I mean, you got Bennett weighing in about, I don't know, 170 pounds, but you got Jahari Lee and these guys, this different group, they're just a bigger group.
They've got Lee dotting in that inverted wishbone. Go to him again, trying to break tackles. And Jahari Lee on second down and manageable sets up 3rd down and 2.
Well, it's working for him. Watch this lead block and boom. You got a one-on-one, and if Jahari Lee is going to be taking his shoulder and running people down, they'll get tired of that. You start seeing a little bit more arm tackling.
3rd and a long 2 here. They give it to Lee, breaking tackles down to the 7-yard line, a pickup of 6.
Got some big offensive line. They start imposing their will.
Well, Jahari Lee, you're running through an arm tackle from Ike Awana, who's that star-studded 3-year starter at defensive end, and you run through him, you've got something. Naaman Forest trying to take the advantage here on 1st and goal, down to around the 3.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd go right back to that inverted wishbone. Get those 2 guys lead blocking for you and see what happens here. Power your way in.
11th play of the drive coming up. This is the 2nd drive of at least 10 plays for Naaman Forest in a defensive game. 2nd and goal. Jahari Lee. Play action. Valdez can run it in. He will. Touchdown, Rangers.
Well, I could have called that at the line of scrimmage. I saw it happening the whole way. They just keep feeding it Jahari Lee, and everybody's just sucking down trying to stop it. Of course, what you do is you bootleg out of there.
What a job by Valdez, who comes up with his first touchdown of the year. And Naaman Forest taking their first lead of the contest. Francisco Castillo for the point after. And with 6:25 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Naaman Forest 10 and Lakeview Centennial 3.
Hey, it's Rick Lopez, your proud superintendent of Garland ISD. GISD is once again leading the state and the nation with our tax rate election that will be on ballots this November. If approved, GISD's TRE would lower the property rate by nearly 5 cents. The district would also receive an additional $42 million annually, which we need to sustain our award-winning academics, athletics, fine arts, and much more. Election Day is Tuesday, November 3rd, and early voting begins Tuesday, October 13th. Visit GarlandISDTRE.com to view more facts and to find your polling location.
"11 plays, 70 yards, 432 off of this 3rd quarter. And the quarterback, Austin Valdez, the 5'8" senior, with a bootleg 3-yard touchdown run to give Naaman Forest a 10-3 lead as we continue here at Williams Stadium. Naaman with back-to-back scores as they posted the field goal right before the half, and they come out on their opening drive of the 2nd half and put points up.
That's what you do. That's why you say, hey, we'll take the ball at halftime in the 2nd half, because you can go down and score at the end and then get the ball right at the start of the 1st half or 2nd half and score twice, basically.
Against the wind, Francisco will kangaroo kick it. It will be fair caught by A.J. Harris at around the 35-yard line. And Lakeview Centennial with a perfect 2-0 record coming into the ball game with some work to do now midway through the third as Kendall Miller girding the troops here and trying to get them on track.
Well, they do need to answer, that's for sure, because both, you know, right at the end of the half, Naaman Forest Rangers marched it down the field, was able to pick up that field goal, and they get the ball right at the beginning of the second half and march down the field and score.
Michael Hero with less than 40 yards in that first half throws the hitch, and the ball goes incomplete for Davis. And I thought for a moment that Zachariah Dunston was going to reach out and grab that ball.
Yeah, I think so too, and they both in the same area, probably a little miscommunication. And yeah, Dunston had the opportunity, and then he saw Davis was going to get it, probably, you know, got a little confused, and all of a sudden, incomplete pass.
Davis with a grab tonight, but this is a guy that came in with just 5 catches the first 2 games, and he had 36 of those last year. Second down and 10, and they're coming near side to Wheaton on misdirection, gets forced to the sideline and gets shoved out of bounds, and they'll mark him out at around the 38. Third and long now for Lakeview Centennial.
Well, I'm impressed about how the speed that they're able to get outside there and chase him down to the sideline. You know, the receiver, the defensive back, he stays outside, and then the linebackers, and they string the ball out, and there's just no room for a cutback.
And they run into the short side of the field, and Naaman turned that sideline into a defender.
Absolutely. That's a good game plan.
3rd and 7. Hero stepping up, looking to try to run for it. He will. He's got a first and gets out of bounds. 10 yards on the scamper by the quarterback, Michael Hero.
Well, you do a great job of playing defense, and then Hero just defeats you right here. I mean, he finds the little hole and says, oh, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take it here for a first down myself.
Nice job by Hero, who had carried the ball 20 times coming into the game, not really known for his running, but he can do it when asked to and when necessary. Play action, look out, Hero's down. Devin Deal off the snap, came unabated to the quarterback and dropped him for a 6-yard loss.
Wow, he's just so fast off the line. I mean, no chance. Being able to find that ball too, because, you know, he could have went after Wheaton there, but doesn't. Finds the quarterback, takes him down, but he's just beating that offensive line off the ball right there.
Devin Deal plays 65, 70 snaps a game. He's got a couple of tackles for a loss tonight, leads this team with 8 of those now. 2nd and 16. Play action. Hero steps up, pressure
Ball's
again.
out.
Down he goes, the ball comes out. Who's got it? And we're going the other way.
How about that?
Naaman Forest with the lead and the ball.
Tommy Dunn comes away with the ball there. It's almost like a coverage sack.
Chris Moe ends up coming off the edge, knocking the ball away. You talk about a guy that can play. They love his coachability. They say he's like a sponge. And boy, he sucked the wind out of this stadium with that play.
Oh, man. Well, the momentum is absolutely going for the Rangers here.
1st and 10 for Valdez and company. Go to the big man, Jahari Lee. Wearing out the Lakeview Centennial defensive front, gets 7. Brown gets him.
Yeah, John Brown, he saves it here because Jahari Lee has some running room. Boom, Big Dunn makes a big block right there.
And this is a Naaman team that had forced 10 turnovers coming into the game. Now they had coughed it up 10 times, but the defense is hungry, and now whistles and flags before the snap.
I'll start. Number 56, offense.
After the very positive run on first down to get them ahead of the chains, now they got to go back 5 yards.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, they had a couple of plays like that in the first half where they were actually you know, moving down the field, and then they'd have a negative play, and it just sets you back just enough where you can't pick up that first down, and you have to punt it away.
We saw a lot of Kingsley Bennett in that first half, and now a hard count. Valdez gets the defense to jump. A free play on a fly route. Back shoulder, caught it. Are they going to catch him, or are they ruled it incomplete? Tried the back shoulder throw and almost had his intended target there is Colin Harris, who covered up by Rhodes. He knew he had a free play.
Offside. 18, defense. 5-yard penalty.
It was actually Bryson Huey who caught 3 balls in that first half.
He's got to give his quarterback just a little room, though. You really have to not run so close to that sideline, because you got to be able to adjust and get 2 feet in. So something you got to just learn as you get experience.
And Corey Gray, the sophomore outside linebacker, who is one of the better movers out there in terms of getting sideline to sideline, shaking up on that last play.
Looks like the way he's standing, maybe it might be a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like it. It's a cool night here. Temperature in the upper 50s as we go from Williams Stadium in Garland. Late third quarter. The Rangers with the momentum. They've got the lead, and they're trying to capitalize on the turnovers. The wind whips at about 15 to 20 tonight, and Naaman's going right into it.
Yeah, that wind is blowing pretty good. You know, a lot of times they've got their muscles got so warmed up, you know, and then they go and sit in the locker room for 15, 20 minutes to come back out.
Here comes Lee with a home run block. Inside the 15, looking for the end zone. He's got it. And he's got the 33-yard touchdown run. And he might also be cramping at the end
as well. Yeah, they go in there and they sit for 15, 20 minutes, and their legs get cold. And I saw him starting to limp as he got to about the 5-yard line. Didn't know if he's going to get in there. Boy, what a pancake block up front to spring him.
Jahari Lee, the big man, getting the bulk of the load here in this third quarter. Made his presence known midway through that second frame. And the point after by Castillo against the wind is perfect. A 2-score advantage for the Rangers. 4:29 to go here in the third.
Election Day, November 3rd, is right around the corner. Don't forget, our TRE is on the ballot. It's like being on the 10-yard line with less than 2 minutes to play.
So be a team player. Never pass up the opportunity to vote.
When you vote, it's a home run for our community.
We hope to see a spike in voter turnout this year. So get to the polls and vote. It's a great way to serve.
Just make sure your voice is heard on Election Day. When it comes to voting, we're all on the same team, the GISD team.
Naaman Forest capitalizing on the Lakeview Centennial turnover, and they take just 2 plays to extend the advantage. Go 39 yards, get their best starting field position of the night, and Jahari Lee from 33 yards out got a hole, had a lead block, and then got vertical in a hurry.
Well, it's just a nice drive. I mean, great defensive stands. Go in there and sack the quarterback. Ball's out on the ground. They pick it up. 39 yards later, Jahari Lee runs it in.
Francisco Castillo again short. It will be fair caught. Again, A.J. Harris with the fair catch for Lakeview Centennial. 4:29 to go here in the third, and the Rangers out in front 17-3. And now Michael Hero and the Centennial offense are going to be put to the test.
Well, they really got to come out here and answer now. I mean, you got to get out here and you got to put together a good drive and enforce your will on Naaman Forest, because right now the Rangers have all the momentum.
Right. I don't know what we expected, but after we saw the defensive struggle, I didn't expect either of these two teams to score on 3 straight possessions. On the very first carry of the series, it's going to be Wheaton trying to angle his way, runs for maybe 3, and that's it.
Number 30.
Got tackled by Aaron Centora there, the backup Mike linebacker.
You watch them come through there, just not a whole lot of running room, and Wheaton's just trying to make things happen. A whole lot of orange jerseys.
So one of the things we haven't really seen tonight from Wheaton is finishing off runs. Haven't seen a lot of that tonight from him.
He really just hadn't been out in the open.
2nd and 6. And again, Michael Hero, who again had thrown for 352 yards, limited tonight. And Coach Miller going to call the timeout here.
Lakeview. That's the first time out of the second half.
So we'll take a break and we will continue. 3:49 to go. It's 17-3 Rangers.
I can't vote yet.
But you can.
Exercise your right to vote in the upcoming election.
Early voting is October 13th through October 30th.
Election day is November 3rd.
Remember that Garland ISD has a tax rate election on the ballot.
It will be the last item.
So remember to vote all the way to the end.
Visit www.garlandisdtre.com to learn more about our tax rate election.
After Lakeview takes their first time out of the second half, they come out down by 14, looking at 2nd down and 3. Hero throwing about it, throws a pick. This one's going to go to the house. A touchdown for Naaman Forest on defense as Tristan Johnson comes up with his 2nd pick of the year. This one goes for a touchdown.
Wow, they just had so much pressure from that side. Look at everybody jumping up. He couldn't even see where he was throwing. They just figured out the offense, and they knew the play was coming. Tristan Johnson broke on that ball. There was big defensive linemen throwing their hands up, making him throw kind of blindly.
35-yard interception return. And the point after by Castillo is on the way and good. 3:41 to go. And the Rangers piling it on here in the 3rd quarter. 24-3 in favor of Naaman.
Come on in. Guys, we're all on the same team. Team Garland ISD. Now, are you ready to go vote? There you go. Everyone knows to complete the whole ballot, right? Okay, let's go. Remember, voting is a team effort. Voting, so easy, even a mascot can do it.
Back-to-back turnovers by Lakeview Centennial has produced 14 points now for Naaman Forest. And with 3:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter, the Patriots really have their backs against the wall here as Dunston is back deep, so is Wright.
Well, after seeing that first half, I don't think we were expecting this kind of momentum by the Rangers coming out here.
This is high, it's backing up, and it's going to be taken to the fair catch there by Harris, A.J. Harris, with 3:41 to play. Well, that's a very effective kangaroo kick against this wind.
Boy, he's kicking it straight up, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, if they get down there, they might be able to just catch it.
Is that sort of the complete inversion of the watermelon sidewinding onside? It's like the complete opposite?
Maybe so.
Lakeview Centennial from their own 38. And you've got to be wondering, if you're Coach Kendall Miller, how do we get back into this ballgame? There's still time left, but you've only got 3.5 with the wind here. Here comes Wheaton trying to get outside and takes a hard shot. about 3 yards upfield by Devin Deal.
Well, he's a ball player, isn't he? He's just everywhere.
Well, he
chasing him down, leveling hits. You know, the secondary comes up to apply that hit. Matua Magwa, who had 54 tackles last year, has 4.640 speed, and he ran the alley that time and showed it. 2nd and 6. This is Wheaton giving it a try, looking for a first, and he's got it. That's what I was worried that, you know, Lakeview might get in that panic mode where they just start trying to throw it every play, and that's just not who they are. They're more of a running type team and then throw off the run, and that's what some teams will get into. You know, you get down 24-3, 3 touchdowns down, and you start throwing it. It takes you out of your ball game.
Yeah, you're down 21, but it's not time to hit the panic button. You've got time to stay with that ground game, as you mentioned. They'll go to the air here, though, on 1st and 10 and throw the hitch and make the connection to Dermaine Arnett. Johnson was in coverage, but short pickup. They'll give him 7.
Yeah, Arnett does a great job. He runs about a 10-yard and then just puts the brakes on and locks them up, turns back to the outside, and the ball was there. So just a good timing route. What you got to do is you got to get that corner to start running with you. Once that corner turns his hips to start running, that's when you hit the brakes and turn around.
2nd down and 2. Here comes Wheaton getting to the alley, trying to finish off this run. Gets a little extra after contact and picks up 16 on the scamper.
You keep feeding that ball to him because he is a load to tackle. And Magwa comes over from the safety seam. Number 9 coming through there. And he has to grab him and just hold on. Strong running.
And really the first time we've seen him finish a run tonight. Got a few yards after contact there. Lakeview Centennial trying to answer after turning it over for 2 straight possessions, and Wheaton picking his way for 6. Already in the red zone with 1:32 to go.
You have to be careful if you're Naaman Forest. You can't think, oh man, we're up 3 touchdowns and kind of give up a little bit, because we already know that Lakeview puts up 300 to 400 yards a game, so you on the ground. So you got to buckle down and finish this game out.
Dunston to provide pass protection, and that pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Boy, Marcus Deal got penetration. You also had Terrence Landrum in there, but again, just nothing doing. That was a quick pass, and he had an orange jersey right in his face.
Deal just getting up. See, Wheaton going down at his legs, trying to cut him. Deal said, no, none of that. He just goes up over him.
An important 3rd and 4 coming up. They set up a screen. Here's Wheaton, got to make the first guy miss. Can't. Gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. What a play by Mekhi Bird, one-on-one.
Yeah, I think so too, because Deal comes rushing in. He realizes that everybody releases to block and knows that right then, this is a screen play. But Bird just gets up there and makes a great tackle, because that's a hard play to make. One-on-one with one of the best running backs in the state.
35 seconds to go in the quarter, and it's 4th down. A field goal won't do it here with a little more than 12 minutes to go in the game. And with 6 seconds to go, I wouldn't be surprised to see Lakeview call a timeout here.
What are you going to do? You're going to hand it off to Wheaton?
And Lakeview Centennial will call the timeout as the play clock was down to 1. Kendall Miller having to burn it.
What kind of play you think you're going to have here?
Well, it's tough. You got to go in there. The passing game has been effective. The screen game has been good. They've gone over the middle a couple of times. I think you've got to try to get the ball to Wheaton somehow. They've swung it out to him at times. They've also got Jones and Davis. Haven't been able to get it to those 2 guys very often, though, tonight.
Yeah, but it looks like Dunston is in the backfield.
Wheaton not in the ball game.
Right. Well, you know, he had a great game last week. I mean, he was able to really run the ball very effectively last week against Garland High School. So maybe they think, oh, he might be a little change of pace.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. Maybe get him out on a swing play and toss it to him.
Dunston kind of a Swiss Army knife type. And now another, that will do it. They didn't call the timeout, I guess, and that will switch ends. Take a break and continue. It's 24-3 in favor of the Rangers.
Hey, it's Rick Lopez, your proud superintendent of Garland ISD. GISD is once again leading the state and the nation with our tax rate election that will be on ballots this November. If approved, GISD's TRE would lower the property rate by nearly 5 cents. The district would also receive an additional $42 million annually, which we need to sustain our award-winning academics, athletics, fine arts, and much more. Election Day is Tuesday, November 3rd, and early voting begins Tuesday, October 13th. Visit GarlandISDTRE.com to view more facts and to find your polling location.
Final quarter of action here at Williams Stadium set to begin as the Rangers of Naaman Forest looking to come up with their second victory of district play and second victory of the year, trying to hand Lakeview Centennial their first loss of the campaign. And the Rangers have a 24-3 lead and a big 4th down and 5 coming up now for Lakeview Centennial. They've got to have this play, you would think, to have any shot at it.
Boy, 21-point quarter, unanswered.
Yes.
And really 24 points unanswered.
24 unanswered, and they're doing it different ways. They have turned the ball over, Lakeview has, and Naaman has turned it into points. Wheaton has come back into this ball game now. 4th and 5. And the snap goes over Hero's head. This is a disaster. And he covers it up at the 45-yard line. They end up losing almost 20 yards on a bad snap on 4th and 5.
Wow. I mean, you had a timeout, then the quarter to talk about what you're going to do. They come out here and then just snap it like you were punting on 4th down. I mean,
did somebody not get the message?
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, I think you had some communication problems here because
yeah,
basically 2 timeouts to talk about the play, and then he snaps it like he's punting. So I don't know what happened there.
And really the first bad snap we've seen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, well, fortunate right there for Naaman Forest. I mean, it was like not only did you stop them, but you gained 20 yards.
Valdez on 1st down and 10 hands it off to Bennett, who gets swallowed up in the backfield. Another tackle for a loss by John Brown, the tackle.
Yeah, John Brown's having a great game. I mean, big and strong.
2-year starter for this Lakeview Centennial team, 5'9", 255. At 10 tackles coming into the game from a defensive tackle spot. 2nd and 13. And Kingsley Bennett coming back in, running backwards for a few extra. Picks up 6.
Pretty interesting play. They run at the biggest player on the team, Akawana. Somehow he sneaks through there, picks up 6 yards.
Akawana, a guy with a couple of D1 offers. You see him tracking him down from behind. Baylor, Missouri looking at him. I think Texas is looking at him too.
I mean, why not? He's 6'4", 270.
Absolutely.
I mean, he'll only get bigger and stronger.
I got to get SMU in there. He's looking at SMU. 2-time all-district player. 3-year starter at 33 tackles last year. 3rd down and 7. They go to the middle. Bad throw on the slant. It was down and to the inside. No chance that time as they tried to hit Mike DeLuna for the first time in this game.
Well, he was open. Valdez kind of throws, he thinks he's going to throw that swing pass, and then he sees how open he is right there. He's just, the ball got caught in his hands and threw it down towards the ground. Now they forced him to punt.
Francisco Scofetti will punt this thing away with the win. He had one earlier tonight that went 65 yards into the end zone. I'm going to guess this thing's going to go to the end zone as well. Harris is back deep to receive. Scofetti booms it toward the sideline. Harris calling for the fair catch and makes it at the 7.
Oh, boy. Can't get much better than that.
47 yards on the kick with the win.
Almost better just to go ahead and let that ball drop and let it roll into the end zone. Naaman Forest did a great job of getting their players down there too. I mean, he didn't have a chance to return it.
No.
They were all over him, so good job of fair catching it.
Well, this Lakeview Centennial team, they have had their problems here in the second half. They have had to punt. They have fumbled on their second possession of the half through the interception, the pick six, and then they have turned it over on downs on a bad snap a moment ago over the quarterback's head on 4th down. And they will start this drive from their own 8. First and 10. Wheaton, I believe, had the carry.
Just bottled up.
Stopped by 52, Marcus Deal for the defense.
Marcus Deal on the tackle there, followed with Chris Moe. I mean, they're just bottling it up in there. There's just no place to go with it.
Yeah, Marcus Deal, he's made a couple of plays tonight. This is the sophomore, big and athletic for his size. Again, he's a former running back.
I don't know how. 6'4", 270.
Kamar Wheaton with a little room across the 10, ends up getting 3. And, well, you got to like how they have really bottled up Kamar Wheaton tonight. Devin Deal again on the stop.
Well, he's pretty impressive, that young man.
You know, they call him a rush in, but, boy, he is everywhere. He knows where the football is. You know, they try to rotate him to keep him fresh, but he just plays pretty much every snap of the game.
Every snap.
Both sides, and that's unusual at this level, to see this many guys go both ways.
That's right.
3rd and 7. Hero, shovel, middle, nothing. What a play defensively. Another great play. This time Marcus Deal, Mackay Bird was there. Wow.
Man, that was a great offensive play. I mean, they think, okay, it's 3rd and long. They're going to throw the ball. What do? You just kind of shuffle pass it. But they had linebackers playing their position and being smart. That's a well-coached defensive play, a defensive team right there.
How about a loss of 2 on that shovel pass? And the one thing that you'll notice is that Wheaton's taken so many hits, it's almost like a fighter in round 9 or 10. You're a little bit gun shy.
I think you're right.
Against the wind, it's returnable. Here's Bennett across the 25 and a flag coming in.
Well, that's some good field position right there. We'll have to see what happens on the flag.
Nwosu making that special teams tackle. I mean, it's just been guns a-blazing for this Naaman Forest defense tonight. And an illegal block.
That hurts you a little bit.
It does, but you know, you're at the stage of the game where it's really somewhat academic, and you just need to manage the game. You don't really need more points, but you want to keep from making a mistake to get Lakeview Centennial any kind of momentum. It would take a miracle at this point.
Yeah, you need to march off 2 or 3 minutes of drive is really what you do. If they can run this ball, I would get in that power inverted T and do what they were doing with Jahari Lee. I mean, that was picking up 4, 5, 6 yards, and this time in the game, you need that.
Well, they play football with a phone booth, run a power play, and A.J. Harris comes up to make the stop of Kingsley Bennett, a pickup of 5. And this is just old-fashioned. We're going to line up and take care of business. And yeah, I don't know how many expected Naaman to come in here and dominate, but I was impressed with what I saw from Naaman Forest defense against Flower Mound. Flower Mound, a very well-polished machine. And remember, they had a game under their belt when Naaman was opening up the season. And I venture to say if those two played again, it would be a much different story. 2nd down and 5, trying to run outside. And what a great job by Trey Wilson, the sophomore end, who was a quarterback on the freshman team last year, dropping him for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 210 pounds. But this again, I'm in the camp where you put Jahari Lee in there, and you put those two big linemen in that wishbone look, and you power run right now. You need to be picking up yards, not getting negative ones. It'd be real nice if you could get into field goal range here, and we know that with the wind behind you, you just need to get to about the 20-yard line to have a good kick.
How good is that combination of Bennett and Jahari Lee?
Yeah, that's a really good. You got speed, and then you got Jahari Lee. Now, we did see Jahari Lee get a cramp and come off the field, so maybe that's the problem here.
3rd and 10, they're going to go ahead and put it in the air. Valdez is going to go deep in single coverage through the hands of Tristan Johnson, who would have had his first touchdown grab of the year, but Xavion White had good coverage, but I think that ball was catchable.
I believe so too, and boy, what a great pass that was. I think Valdez couldn't have put it in any better of a spot.
What a great throw.
Go up and get that. Oh yeah, it just went right through his hands.
So Tristan Johnson.
That's a hard catch, though. You know, you're running full speed, about a good almost a 40-yard dash, and your eyes are bobbling around, and your head's bobbling, and that ball comes up there, and there's a guy in your face. I mean, it's not an easy catch. Let's just put it out there like that. But I bet he would want it over.
Flag came out at the line of scrimmage. Every time there's a flag, there's a conference that ensues. You know, it can't be easy.
Illegal formation. Offense. Back penalties. Third down.
I know that's 7 guys on the line of scrimmage. It will be 4th down. And given the field position and given the fact that
4th down.
So you needed to pick up a little yardage right there.
But given the fact that they've got the wind here and the field position, they're going to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you better really cover up Devin Deal, because, I mean, this is where they're going to go. The target is going to be a big target, and Deal's usually one of them. I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy Dunn releases out there as well. I mean, you know, this is where you go ahead and put the ball to some big guys.
They took a delay penalty, I think.
Oh, boy.
Give their punter some more room if they decide to make a switch. No, they took a timeout. 6:42 to go here in the 4th quarter. And a timeout called, and we'll take it with them. 24-3 in favor of Naaman Forest.
Election Day, November 3rd is right around the corner. Don't forget, our TRE is on the ballot. It's like being on the 10-yard line with less than 2 minutes to play.
So be a team player. Never pass up the opportunity to vote.
When you vote, it's a home run for our community.
We hope to see a spike in voter turnout this year. So get to the polls and vote. It's a great way to serve.
Just make sure your voice is heard on Election Day. When it comes to voting, we're all on the same team, the GISD team.
It has been all Naaman Forest here in the second half. They've got a 4th and 10. 6:42 to go in this 4th quarter, but more importantly, they've got a 21-point lead. And Austin Valdez.
4th and 10, they're going for it.
He's got a chance to convert here. Blitz coming, they pick it up. Quarterback falls down. I think his knee was down.
Yep.
And the referee will mark it dead. A loss of 6 and a turnover on downs.
Boy, as good as they've been, this drive right here has been pretty, I don't know the words for it here, but they've not done anything but go backwards in those, on those 4 plays.
I think a nice word might be ugly.
Yeah, I think that might be good. You know, they really needed to take control of it. They had the ball way up here in the Patriots zone, and they just couldn't do anything. I think they were trying to be safe, and when you play safe, you play to lose. You always got to keep playing to win.
Michael Hero keeps it on the ground to Dustin, a rare carry. And he's banging around the 40-yard line. Zachariah Dunston, the 190-pound junior running back, ends up losing a yard. Great play by Johnson and Centura.
Who gets out here? Is that Roel Garcia? Yeah. Gets out there and kind of holds him down and lets everybody else get there to him.
Well, just another tackle for a loss. We have seen a ton of those tonight. I'll bet they've got at least 15 tackles for a loss in this game. 2nd and 11. The
ball's out.
It is out. Have they turned it over again? We'll see. Naaman Forest thinks they have it. And they do.
Wow, they do. And how about that? Hero looks like his arm is kind of hurt too. He's coming off holding his arm.
He's got his arm in one hand and his pride in the other.
That might be what's going on too.
The ball comes out. It was an option play, and Hero wanted to keep it, and the running back, Wheaton, kind of yanked it from his grasp.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're doing that RPO. A lot of times, you know, Wheaton wants to take the ball, and you're holding it into his chest, and then you decide you want to pull it, and sometimes the ball ends up on the carpet.
How about the 3rd turnover of the half? As Naaman Forest with it back, trying to put this thing to bed here. Kingsley Bennett runs for 2. Another drive for Naaman that starts in plus territory. This is the, the 3rd one of those we've seen in this half?
Yeah, you could almost put this thing away if you get another 1st down. Take another 2 minutes off the clock.
And this is the time where really your senior quarterback Valdez has to learn how to manage the clock. The play clock is at 10. He's got some time here, and the game clock's still ticking. Doing a good job here. You can see the heart count. The gyration there.
Just get the snap.
And the play clock hit 0. You either had motion, a delay, and the official said, forget about it. We'll just let you run it. And it goes incomplete. They didn't throw a flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened. There was 3 seconds on the clock. They let it run all the way down, and then they all turned and looked at the at the coaches to see if they were going to change a play. This is where you got to be strong. I mean, you put the game away at these points.
Surprised they're not just lining it up and running it down the Centennial throat here. You've got Bird in there at the fullback spot. Kingsley Bennett is your running back. Option, Bennett gets it, lowers his head and says, oh, I'm ready for this hit. Only gets maybe a yard, that's it. Now you could see he was bracing for the blow there.
Clock has stopped. I don't know why it was stopped.
And after a run of 2, an incomplete pass, and then a short 1-yard gain, it's going to be 4th down. And again, Naaman Forest will keep the offense out there. Try to run this thing down. The play clock's still at 10. They'll cover. Oh, it's going to be a punt. I think that's what you call that. And it landed at the 28.
Oh, no.
And it's killed at the 25-yard line. I think he punted that with his shin.
I think so, but, I mean, the ball took a great bounce. I mean, Kellen Johnson was right there and it went right into his hands. But if he doesn't touch that ball, that thing probably is rolling. Yeah, he does kick it with his shin. Watch where it bounced, but it's taken off going towards the Patriots end zone.
Can you imagine the grief he's going to get? He's got a 20-mile-an-hour wind in his back and he kicks a 13-yard punt.
Oh, boy.
From their own 28. 1st and 10, Lakeview Centennial's got it back. They're down by 21. Jack Dustin getting the call here. Dustin, the sophomore running back, running into Aaron Centura, a gain of 4.
Now, we saw him run the ball a couple of weeks ago, and this kid has something. He really does have something. He runs strong, and he's fast.
Yeah, he's a power back. That's what they call him. It's his first year on the varsity, and 11 carries coming into the game, averaging over 6 a carry. See if he gets it again. On the RPO, he will. Dustin runs for 1, maybe 2. Davis, the backup backer, gets him. Chandler Davis, the junior.
Number 41, Davis with the stop.
I haven't seen a whole lot of guys going in and out of the game. I'm not sure that they're substituting anybody over there on that Naaman Forest side.
Well, what an explosive half for Naaman Forest. They end up with an 11-play drive that went for a touchdown, consumed about 4.5 minutes to start this half, and he just has not stopped since. Throw underneath, it's caught on 3rd down and 5, and they're going to give him the first down. The catch made there by Rykeelan Warshaw.
Number 2, Warthall with the reception.
It was a good throw. Good hands.
Yes.
Nice job right there by Warshaw.
But there were 4 straight possessions in which Naaman Forest scored to end the half, and then 3 straight scores to start the second half.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of credit to that defense. It actually caused those scores. I mean, one was a pickoff.
On the slant, Arnett, the catch inside the 40 and down to the 36-yard line. 27 on the connection. Canoe, the safety, brought him down.
Yeah, just nice little post pattern right there. Zip it in.
First down, Patriots in Rangers territory.
Nice run after the catch by Arnett. Those have been kind of few and far between, though, for Lakeview. The defensive front for Naaman has dominated. 1st and 10. Again, this is the 3rd back. Dustin, the sophomore, runs for 3, and then, boy, they just play through the echo of the whistle, don't they?
They do. They're following it all the way through, and it looks like now they've started to bring some other guys in that defensive backs side for the Rangers. It looks like they've got a whole different group of guys back there.
Yeah, the backup safety, Chinese Canoe, a senior, who had 9 tackles coming in, making that last play. A flag is down at the 34. Bobby, you got a scoring update over there for us?
Yeah, it looks like.
Next snap, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It looks like South Garland, with 2 minutes remaining, is up against Wiley 35-30.
Both teams were winless going in. South Garland was 6th in the district. They were 0-3 and 0-2 in district play. Wiley was 0-2. That's their district opener. On the snap, Hero takes the high one, and it's another infraction.
Start. 66, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
It's amazing that statement you just made, that it's their opener this late into October.
You got a big norther that blew in with a thunderstorm today, and they're opening up district play. But a lot of these teams, due to COVID, they've had to mix and match the schedule. Some teams are able to play, some aren't on any given week. First down and 15.
Got him open.
Hero's going to the post. He's got him, and he's got the touchdown. Cameron Jones with his 3rd touchdown grab of the season. It goes 22 yards on the connection.
Like, why couldn't we do that earlier? Cameron Jones making it look easy.
Great hands. Cameron Jones, small but fast, and you saw him stretch the field that time. PAT for Luis Rivera is perfect, and with 1:42 to go, it's a 14-point game here at Williams Stadium.
Cameron Jones just going to go over there and ride the bicycle.
I can't vote yet.
But you can.
Exercise your right to vote in the upcoming election.
Early voting is October 13th through October 30th.
Election day is November 3rd.
Remember that Garland ISD has a tax rate election on the ballot.
It will be the last item.
So remember to vote all the way to the end.
Visit www.garlandisdtre.com to learn more about our tax rate election.
Lakeview Centennial scores its first offensive touchdown of the game as they end up snapping it 6 times, capping it off with a touchdown pass of 22 yards from Hero to Cameron Jones. The drive goes 72 yards.
Yeah, just mean, that's what you want to do. I mean, you got to keep playing for next week. And, you know, you've got a little less than 2 minutes left of this game. If they get a good onside kick here and pick the ball up, you still got a chance.
Rivera's going to kick it against the wind. And over the shoulder, it's bobbled. It's still loose. Kingsley Bennett scrambling for it, covers it up and says, thank goodness I found that thing.
But, you know, when they all line up like that, that's a perfect kick. You just kick it over their head and see if you can race down the field and get it before anybody else does.
1:39 to go in the contest. Again, this Naaman Forest team limited in the first half. Really, both teams were limited in that first half. 117 total yards for Naaman, and then they come out to start this second half, and they post 3 straight scores. They get the touchdown run from Valdez, they get the pick 6, and then the Jahari Lee 33-yard touchdown. 1.5 minutes to go in this ball game.
The Patriots have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock, potentially get the ball back.
I think they're going to elect to let this thing run here. Down 2 scores. And, you know, at this point in the game, you would think maybe some backups would be coming in. And
they're in victory formation here.
They are. Under center. And put the knee to the turf. And I think that's going to do it. 48 seconds to go. They'll have to snap it one more time, but what a great game for this Naaman Forest Ball Club, who came in 1-2. They felt like they were a lot better than the 1-2 record. They didn't play that well against Flower Mound to open the season. They end up whipping South Garland 44-7, but they lost a tough one last week, 14-7 against a Garland team they thought they could have beaten. And tonight, after we were tied at 3 at halftime, Naaman Forest did it with defense. The offense took over. They took advantage of a couple of turnovers, and they end up earning this win tonight, 24-10.
Yeah, both sides of the ball for them. I mean, they got the big sack strip, and they scored third, you know, on that possession, and then again they get the interception for the touchdown. I mean, the defense really did a good job tonight.
What a complete win for this Naaman Forest team. 24-10 the final score. Naaman improving to 2-2, but more importantly 2-1 in district competition. They now tied with Garland coming in to the night, and we'll see how it all shakes out tomorrow morning. But a terrific victory for Coach Jesse Perales, who has to be pleased. Tough loss for Lakeview Centennial and Kendall Miller after we were tied at 3. But Naaman, they came out with effort, energy to start the third quarter, and it really helped them. So that is going to do it for Bobby George and the entire crew here at GRS-TV. The final score once again, it's Naaman Forest 24 and Lakeview Centennial 10. My name is Scott Garner. Until next time, good night, everybody.